Okay, so Sparkplug is a relatively new specification. So a lot of industrial installations or implementations currently have some older protocols, right? So maybe one of the questions that companies could be asking is, if we were to move to implementing Sparkplug or using equipment that is Sparkplug compliant, what would be the cost implications of making that shift?
Well, of course, any change has a cost. Nothing is really free in life. So I won't pretend that Sparkplug magically solves every problem for free. But it is less expensive than you would imagine to transition to Sparkplug. First, Sparkplug is not there to supplement or completely replace anything that you currently have and that works, right? It can work with that. And that's one of its strengths, especially when you think, let's say, about OPC UA, which is fairly common in organizations nowadays. Now, if we dig deeper a bit on this topic of OPC UA, for example, most deployments don't have necessarily OPC UA implemented at the level of the device, a robot, or even microcontrollers in a smart building or things like that. You don't have OPC UA there. You will have somewhere in the architecture a kind of protocol converter that will take Modbus, CAN bus, BACnet, whatever you have, and translate that to OPC at some level, maybe in a gateway, maybe in a standalone converter. So essentially, switching to Sparkplug means that you can replace that OPC UA specific converters with one which is Sparkplug compatible. So the cost is less because of that. And then going forward, what will happen is that more and more smaller, Sparkplug compared to OPC is lighter weight because an MQTT broker is much leaner than a typical OPC UA server. So which means you can even run Sparkplug on microcontrollers at the very edge of the network. And so progressively, your current infrastructure will stay as is, but connect to Sparkplug enabled gateways, let's say, or edge nodes. And on the other end, you will deploy newer things that will speak Sparkplug natively. So progressively, your legacy applications and deployments will get surrounded by this Sparkplug goodness. And when you are ready, then you will be able to migrate the last pieces to Sparkplug eventually when it makes sense for your organization. And this is the goal of Sparkplug, not only to be interoperable at the MQTT level, but really to be able to work with whatever you have right now. And our members, like IIoT, are working on solutions that integrate. I mean, you have a number of plugins for your broker, for example, that speak various things, and some of those are more legacy things, so to speak. So our other members do the same. And so overall, our ecosystem is able really to make sure that if you enable digital transformation with Sparkplug, you can do it at a reasonable cost without having to rebuild everything from scratch.
Yeah. So, I mean, would I be correct to say that the benefits of implementing Sparkplug, they far outweigh the cost of really laying that foundation?
Absolutely. And Sparkplug is an enabler for new things, right? Things that will enable you to compete more, and things that will enable you to really focus on your customers and partners rather than solving IT problems, because there's no value in that to just, getting the things working. And we've got a number of examples already that are documented in white papers and deliverables from our members. But a bit later in our conversation, I have a specific one that I can discuss to go over this.